Well, if your student is headed off to college this fall, there's plenty to do to prepare. A big concern on many families' minds, how to pay for it all. Southeast Missouri State University is offering free workshops to help students and families find answers to questions about paying for college. They're set for 5 p.m. on the dates on your screen at multiple SEMO campuses. Students and families can come out for dinner and optional presentation on paying for college and help completing FAFSA forms. The workshop is free, but you must register online. We'll have a link to do that at KFES12.com after the show. Joining us we have Katie Krodinger. Thank you so much for coming in. So we all know that no matter where students are receiving their education, paying for it can be pretty stressful. So how important is it to offer a program like this?
We think it's really important that families don't let the fear about paying for college get in the way of a student pursuing their dreams. Yeah. And we also acknowledge that college might not be for everyone, but if that's a path to what you want to do in life, we don't want that fear or that barrier to get in the way. So we believe that by spending a little personal time with families and demystifying the process, helping them understand the building blocks and the timeline, that we can empower them to go into the college search prepared as a family to make a really informed decision and make those dreams possible.
Now, what are you hoping what kind of impact are you hoping this will make on families?
Well, of course, like I said, I don't want a student to assume that college isn't possible for them because they don't think they can pay for it. And there are so many resources available, whether that is access to scholarships or state or federal grants. Missouri has many programs that are available, and one form does all of that. Right. And I think we build up the idea of this form as being really difficult to complete and taking a long time. But some of the changes that have been made over the last few years have made it much more accessible to families and easier to complete, but we also know that doing it alone can be scary. So we have a team of experts that will be there, and whether you need the whole process explained or you've gotten stuck somewhere along the way, we want you to know that you've got someone in your corner, and we're happy to help families whether they're considering SEMO or not. We just want to be a resource to the families in our community and make college possible for as many students as we can.
Now, what are some questions that you hear from families?
Yeah, so I think a common myth is that families assume that they won't be eligible for anything, and nearly every family that files a FAFSA will have access to at least the federal student loan program. But it is also the gateway to many institutional scholarships and programs at specific colleges and universities. So one form really is a powerful way to change the course of your future. And again, we don't want families to assume that college is out of reach. And it's not as hard as you think. So as long as you come prepared with your questions and a little bit of information, we're more than happy to help navigate.
Now, as we wrap up, kind of what is, again, as you've been reminding, as you want families and students to kind of remember when they're, just to make this process a little bit easier on them?
Of course, you know, the financial aid process, much like the rest of college, is kind of a deadline-driven process. So the earlier you're able to complete the FAFSA, the larger pool of resources you'll have. So we do these in January before the state filing deadline and before many of the federal deadlines, so that families aren't missing out on an opportunity that they would be eligible for. And again, it's not as difficult as families think, and college is within reach for so many more families than start the process. So don't let the fear, you know, we say at SEMO to be fearless, and so don't let the fear of a process keep you from getting started.
Awesome. Katie, thank you so much for your time. And here are the dates and times for those free workshops again. They're offered at SEMO campuses in Kennett, Sykeston, and the main campus in Cape Girardeau.